where's the time gone? We're all like old as shit, and I just turned 28, and it's just like, what's happening? Am I in The Sims? Well, hello, my feral bitches. Welcome back to Legally Feral. So annoyed that I couldn't drop an episode last week. Literally, I dropped one episode and then it's like, see ya. Like, that's so lame. Sorry to the fans. It's not what I wanted, but had to work 12-hour shifts and had no time to record or edit before my birthday trip. So, fuck my job. But yeah. Let's do a little birthday trip recap. So, left Utah on Friday, drove down to Vegas, hung out on Saturday, then we left on Sunday for Sedona. Drive is about 4 hours from Vegas, so not too far. I was not, I looked at the weather and I saw that it was going to be chillier, because Sedona's kind of like higher elevation, but like, I was like, oh, the sun will probably come out and it'll be like a little warmer. And like, I was so not prepared, even though my dumb bitch ass looked at the weather. So yeah, was not prepared for that. Get there, literally driving through snow. Like, it had just snowed a couple days ago. And luckily in Sedona, all the snow had melted. But like on the outskirts, like in the mountains, there was snow and it was cold. And I was like, yo, fuck this shit. I wanted it to be warm. So that first day, it was like high 50s, so it wasn't like freezing, so that was cool. We ate dinner, walked around downtown Sedona, so cute, highly recommend if you've never been. Cute little town. And then I went to sleep. Boom, next day was St. Patty's Day. And what the heck did we do? Oh, we just explored. There's like this church up on a rock. We did a lot of like outdoorsy things and explored, and then went to an Irish pub after we ate dinner. And the food in Sedona is phenomenal, the views are phenomenal, but that day it was like 40s, probably a little colder with the wind, and I was like, fuck this shit, like absolutely not. So that was that. And then Tuesday was my birthday, and we went on a pink Jeep tour, like off-roading. It was so fun. I miss my Jeep. I need to get another Jeep. Made me confirm that I probably will get another Jeep. But Jeep tour was super fun. And then we drove to the Grand Canyon, where again, even more higher elevation, I think, or whatever the fuck, because it was freezing. Not prepared, didn't even have a jacket. It was not fun. Danny had a jacket, so I wore his most of the time, and he was suffering, and I felt bad, and it was just not whatever. So we ate on the edge of the Grand Canyon at this restaurant for my birthday, and I got a prime rib steak, and it was really good. And had a nice birthday dinner. And then the next day we explored the Grand Canyon, did some walking. The Grand Canyon is awesome. I remember going as a kid, and it was awesome as a kid, so I wanted to take Zanny back because he had never been. And like being back there, like I was like remembering all the things I did as a kid, and like it was like nostalgic, and I was getting emotional. I was like, dude, 12-year-old Courtney at the Grand Canyon, or I don't even know how old I was. Yeah, I was probably like 12. I got my period for the first time on that trip. So maybe I was like 12, 13, I don't know, 11, I don't fucking know. But I was like, little Courtney on this trip to the Grand Canyon, and she went to Vegas with her family. Never in a million years would think that she was, one, in the motherfucking military, gross, two, literally going back to visit for her 28th birthday with her literal husband that she's fucking married to. Like, excuse me, what? So I was just getting emotional, so that was pretty cool. And then left there, stayed on the way back home in this little town called Williams, Arizona. Super old, historic town, very small, but super cute. We stayed in the oldest hotel in Arizona. So it was super old and super basic, but it was awesome. And got some pizza at this place and some ice cream and walked around the cute little town, and it was also freezing, so that was fun. Then the next day we got up and we drove back to Vegas, but we stopped at the Hoover Dam on the way back to Vegas because, again, I did the Hoover Dam when I was a child and Danny had never done it, and it was pretty cool. We did this tour of like the power plant and took pictures and walked around, and it was way warmer up there, like 70s, and then got back to Vegas and it was a little cooler because Vegas is at a lower elevation than the Hoover Dam, and it was still, like 60s, so we love that for us because our trip was cold and it was still amazing and super fun, but I just wish it had been a little warmer. So that was my birthday trip. What did I get for my birthday? Saturday we opened gifts and did cake because I knew what I was getting, so I just wanted it. I wanted to have it for the trip, and plus, who wants to lug gifts on a trip? And obviously, we're not going to bring the cake, so I got an Aura ring that I had been wanting and asking for. I love her. She's rose gold. I'm obsessed. I've already been sleeping more because I want to, like, make sure the app's like, good job. You got, optimal sleep score. And I'm just like, fuck yes. She's a healthy bitch. So hopefully getting this ring helps motivate me to get my shit together. But I love it. Love it, love it, love it. And that's pretty much the only thing I got because they're expensive. Some candy and I got a purse for my mother-in-law. Super cute. We love. And then some Amazon gift cards. So you're gonna be shopping. She loved her Amazon. But yeah, that was Saturday. Oh, and the cake. So I guess a while back I had sent Danny like a funny thing. Like this would be a funny cake for my birthday. And it was like 28, like turning 28, she ate, you ate that shit, like whatever, kind of stupid. Didn't think he would even, like, I send him stupid shit all the time, like he's probably like, whatever. And then he's like, could we do your cake right now, and I'm like, can we just like eat dinner for like what? And he's like, no, we need to do the cake right now because he was so excited to show me. And I was like, okay, and I look at the cake and it's like, happy 28, like happy birthday, Courtney. And I'm just like, bro, he actually listened to something I sent him, so it was super cute. He ate that shit up, as they would say, and I ate that shit on my 28th birthday, literally and figuratively. And it was good cake, and she was pink, and she was cute. So good birthday, overall, 28, old ass bitch. That's that. March is the best month. St. Patty's Day, birthday, all the fun. So that was fun, and today is Sunday, and I'm dreading going back to work. It's always horrible going back to work after being on leave, and I am not okay. I'm very unwell, so that's fun. Speaking of unwell, I wanted to get into mental health, a little chit chat, a little bit deeper. A lot of people, I barely touched the surface on my mental fucking issues, or, on mental health. In the last episode, I kind of just introduced what my issues were. And a lot of people had already responded and been like, I loved it, like, whatever. Also, yeah, shout out to y'all. Y'all gave me so much love for the first episode, and I literally cried because I kept crying because I was just like, dude, people actually listening to this shit? I think I got like 40 streams between Apple and Spotify, so yeehaw, Mima. That's cool. That's good shit. So yeah, you guys had a really positive response to, the mental health stuff, and I barely touched the surface, so I figured we'd get a little bit more detailed into it. And then, yeah. So, what do I want to talk about mental health? I already told you guys what my fucking issues were. So everyone has mental health, obviously. Duh. Everybody, gets anxious. Everyone is a little sad sometimes. It's okay to cry. It's okay to feel all the emotions that you feel. But I think the biggest the biggest, like, myth, I guess, that we have as a society, like, yeah, the stigma of mental health is like, I don't know, I'll tell people things all the time, and they're like, don't we all? Like, no, motherfucking bitch. We don't all have PTSD, anxiety, and depression, like, actually clinically, like, diagnosed. Like, yes, people get depressed. People get anxious. It is a part of being a human. And I think people mistake depression and anxiety for temporary things that, you can develop anxiety and depression, or depression from grief, loss, divorce, anything tragic that happens in your life. But it doesn't mean you're going to get diagnosed with major depressive disorder or generalized anxiety disorder or any other types of mental illness. So I don't know, I just think it's important to know the difference, and I'm not by, in any way saying, like, if you're not diagnosed, what you're experiencing isn't real, because it's 100% real, and it's fucking hard. But I just think people think depression is just sadness and that's it. And when you have, like, major depressive disorder, it is not just sadness. It's not because of one thing, like, oh, my depression is bad today. Well, why? There is no why. There is, I wake up and there's no reason. I am just depressed because I have a depression, disorder, and my antidepressants aren't perfect. So yeah, depression isn't just sadness. There's a lot of different things that go with it. Increased substance use as a coping mechanism. I thankfully don't have the type of depression that I will turn to drugs and alcohol. I slightly did turn to alcohol when I first joined the military, because I was just trying to fill a void. So that because I was so depressed, I was just going out every night and drinking a lot, which I don't do anymore, because that was a really, like, not a good time in my life. So that's fun. Sudden bursts of anger towards yourself or others. I am extremely irritated at all times. It's obviously heightened because I hate my everyday life at work, but sometimes when I'm having a bad day, like, also with ADHD, like, I'm super sensitive to noise, so I have angry, mean outbursts sometimes and say things I don't mean towards others, but most of the time it's towards myself. Sometimes I get so frustrated and just want to stop feeling the way that I feel every single day, with this, like, weight on my shoulders and the fog over my head. Like, I will, I'm not meaning to hurt myself, but I'm just so angry and I can't stop. I'll, like, bite my skin till I bleed, pick my head till I bleed, just talk to myself in the mirror and literally just be like, you're a piece of shit. Those are on the really hard days. I definitely take out a lot of anger on myself. Intense guilt and feelings of unworthiness is definitely, depression. Low self-esteem, mental health, honestly, are bad, mental health, the disorders. Bad mental health coincides with, not having a good self-worth, and that's kind of what I've been working on, trying to fix, but it's really fucking hard, and just feeling like you're unworthy and that you're not, normal, that you're broken, that why was I born this way, kind of like the self-pity, and it's just like a constant cycle of just, self-pity and feeling like you're not enough. Becoming completely overwhelmed when something goes wrong. This is a big one that I have, but also I've learned this year, or like the end of last year when I got diagnosed with ADHD, that everything is like a chore to me, like a task. Everything feels bigger than it is, which is a symptom of ADHD, but it also kind of is like depression. Like, you don't want to get out of bed, you don't want to shower, you don't want to brush your teeth, you don't want to go out with friends, you don't want to leave your house, you don't want to, do anything or whatever. Like, people can, like, ew, like, your room's so dirty, or ew, like, you don't wash your sheets, or ew, but, like, people don't understand, like, I can barely even get out of fucking bed, so if I'm in a depressive episode, you better believe I'm literally not doing anything, and yeah, it's fucking gross, but I don't want to do a goddamn thing, and I physically cannot. But I kind of went off track. Becoming completely overwhelmed when something goes wrong, that's kind of me. I spiral. It's just the negative, like, one thing goes wrong, like, if I'm in a depressive mood or episode or week, it's just all the time now. Now I don't even have depressive episodes. I'm constantly in a state of just, like, depression, every single day, every hour of the day, because I'm just not, because of work, in a good spot. But yeah, if one thing goes wrong, even if it's, like, I get a paper cut, or I've been really big into coloring lately and I color outside the lines, or something bigger than that. That's still not a huge deal, but like it is to me, like at work, because work is my main trigger, so everything at work just sets me off. If something goes wrong, I'm completely overwhelmed. I have anxiety attacks. Like I get extremely irrationally angry, and yeah, it's fun, super fun. Feeling numb and emotionless instead of sad. Numbness is the best way I always describe to my therapist of how I feel at every second of every day. I'm living outside my body most days, and that's just the fact of it. Emotionless. I am a super emotional person. I'm very empathetic, and I'm just emotional in general. So it's kind of weird when you have depression and ADHD, and all these weird, things because of your trauma, and you are a super emotional person, but then at the same time you have no emotions and you're numb. So I'm both. I have both, and it's fucking tug of war every single day. Because a perfect example, like I've talked about this in therapy. I just got married recently in December, as many of you know. I love my husband, love him, shout out. But I have been struggling really, really hard with just the military and stuff. So, like I said, I'm depressed every fucking second of every day. And we got married, and we're going to have a wedding celebration in September, but like still being at the courthouse and getting married, like it was so fun. And we took pictures, and it was cute, and it was awesome, and it was a really great day. But I felt like I felt guilty because I felt like I should have been more excited, because I'm so depressed and I feel not any ounce of emotion. Like ever, I felt like because I had to go back to work, like in the next couple of days, it was ruining my experience of me getting married, and it would just piss me the fuck off. I felt like I was letting my husband down, and like he doesn't even realize, half the time I'm feeling these things, or like notice that like it's in my own head. Like he's like, today was a great day, like it was fine, you were good. Like I'm like, I know, but like internally I was just battling like my emotions and how emotionless I am when it comes to certain things, but not other things. Like if that makes sense, if you get it, you get it. Like I'm so emotional, at the same time I'm not, because I'm just fucking numb. So those are some things. I'm trying to think of any other symptoms that really... biggest thing is lack of motivation for me. I'm already not a super motivated person, because before my traumas in the military, I kind of had depressive tendencies. I think it runs in my family, and I already was depressed before I even joined the military, or had depression. It would highs and lows, but and anxiety. So yeah, I've always just not been a super motivated person, not really goal oriented, and I never know what's the depression and what's not, so it's just really hard sometimes. But yeah, the biggest thing for me is just lack of motivation, and losing interest in things that bring me joy is super hard, because it's like a vicious cycle that you just can't get out of. And then with my anxiety's gone a whole lot better. My antidepressants, I take Zoloft and Wellbutrin together to help with anxiety, depression, and my PTSD. It manages my anxiety pretty well. Zoloft, I've been on it forever, and then I added Wellbutrin last year, but I've been on Zoloft forever, and it does a really good job, at least for me. Everyone's different. You want to do your research before you take medications. If you don't want to take medications, whatever, but I need them. They work for me at the current time of my life. And Zoloft has always helped with my anxiety. So it does a really good job at managing that. And then also it's done a really good job of managing my PTSD, which anxiety goes with that, nightmares, flashbacks, stuff like that. The depression piece, the Wellbutrin does, take the edge off. It does allows me to be able to function, get out of bed, do the things I need to do as a functioning human, but obviously it doesn't fix it as much as I'd like, or, really that well. Just allows me to function pretty much, but my anxiety's been pretty good lately. I have social anxiety, which is just me obsessing over not even what others think about me, because at the same time, I literally don't give a fuck, because I'm me and that's it. but it's when I'm out in public, like physically, and I'm constantly thinking people are looking at me, they think I'm disgusting, they think I'm fat, even when I wasn't as big as I am now. I didn't gain weight. I still there's something on my face. Like I got my period. Like and I wasn't even supposed to be getting my period, but like I know, like just like random like horrible intrusive thoughts about people, pop into my head, and I can't leave my house. I can't grocery shop. I can't whatever. I'm trying to think of my social anxiety at its worst. Like panic attacks goes with the PTSD when I'm triggered by things that remind me of my traumas. I have anxiety attacks, stuff like that. But my social anxiety has gotten a lot better. It's still bad, but it's definitely, I can leave the house. I can go to social gatherings with friends to a certain point. But all these fun mental things that I have going on, definitely the social battery is my least favorite part. Not favorite part. None of it's fun. I have no favorite part of having mental illness. But it sucks when you have such a low social battery, and if you do one thing, you're drained for like 4 days. Because my PTSD, my anxiety, my depression, and my ADHD are all working together to fucking hate a bitch, and I'm drained for like the next week if I go to anything social. That's why I work again. Like I'm not meant to work. Like bruh, I cannot wait to just not work or work from home. But like going to a workplace every day is exhausting, especially and I know everyone's gonna laugh and be like, no one wants to work, like shut up. Well, yeah, obviously, but when you have mental illness, it makes work hard for anybody because you don't want to even get up and go to work. And then when you do, it's just by the end of the day, you're drained and you literally don't do anything. And especially in the military, and especially when you're in the military and you have PTSD, anxiety, and depression, and ADHD, it's fucking exhausting. Like, it's I'm exhausted at all times. I can't sleep. It's just we're not on the best level right now, and that's okay because unfortunately my trigger is my job, and until I can get out of prison, your girl's gonna be trying to make the best of a shitty situation, but it's fucking really exhausting and hard sometimes. So those are just some things with my anxiety and depression, and just know if anything that I talked about ever happens to you, do not feel guilty. Do not feel like, you're broken, because, yes, I have those same thoughts. I'll be sitting in my bed crying, thinking about why can't I just be fucking normal? And if you've been there, I see you and I feel you, and you're not alone. There's other people like you that are struggling, and there's communities out there that you can join. Social media has ruined us as a society, but it also is helpful in some ways, that there's like communities and things that you can, people you can turn to talk about your mental health stuff and know that you're not alone, including myself. I'm here to talk if anyone ever wants to talk, has questions, or just needs to vent. If you've had a thought, I've had it 10 times worse probably, or maybe you have the same, whatever. I get it. I fucking get it. Trust me when I tell you I get it. But yeah, and then the ADHD is just a fun added piece, like I said, that I've depression and anxiety can coincide with the ADHD, so I never know what is what symptom is what. But ADHD for me, the biggest thing is just the sound sensitivity. I get really irritated. Like, I feel like an autistic child. Like, just nick me, autism. Like, I'm probably slightly on the spectrum. It's fine. But noise sensitivity is my biggest thing. I will get irate at a loud noise. It'll ruin my whole fucking day. And my heart will start pounding. I'm sweating, and it ruins the whole dinner. Wherever I'm at, it just ruins it. And then people are like, "What's your issue?" I'm just like, you don't get it. But yeah, being sensitive to sounds is a huge ADHD thing for me. And then feeling like everything is a chore. Like It's horrible. Like, I need to get up and get my water bottle that's across the room. And I know everyone is lazy, everyone doesn't want to get out, whatever, but like I will sometimes cry because I'm just like, this is the biggest task I've had to do today. I cannot do this. Like, it's unreal. Like, the things that I've cried over and gotten irate and angry over. The smallest task is like the biggest thing for me, and it like engulfs me and suffocates me, and that's the best way I can think of to describe it right now. So ADHD is also not fun, and I lose interest things really fast. I'm either all or nothing, so I really just I'm obsessed with something and then I'm not, and it's like very extreme and it's wild. Like, yeah, for example, well, I was actually going to talk about Severance. I don't know if any of you guys watched Severance, but I hadn't, and Danny wanted to watch season 2 and was like, you need to watch season 1 with me. If you don't, then I'm just going to move on without you and start season 2. And I was like, no, I'll try it. And like, again, it takes a lot for me to like want to, it has to be something I'm interested in and immediately get hooked on, or I'm like, fuck this, I hate this, it's boring. But like 5 minutes in, be like, this is stupid. And like, it was a little painful the first like 3 episodes. I was asking him questions. He was like, just shut up and watch the show. I'm like, I can't do this. I'm like, no. And then like after like the 5th episode of the first season, I started to like this show actually fucks. Like, this shit's good, and it's really fucking good show. So I love Severance. But anyway, that's an example of it was like pulling teeth to get me to fucking watch the show. I couldn't do it. I was not paying attention. I couldn't do it. I was like, I am not interested at all. And then I fought through it. Thank God, because I actually really like it. And we started season 2. So, fun things with Courtney. My husband wants to kill me sometimes. I swear. So that was just a little chit chat about some symptoms of anxiety, depression. That I know a lot of people do struggle with, and that are very common with anxiety and depression. So don't feel like you're alone. They're super common. I recommend going, if you haven't been to therapy, even if you don't suffer from any mental illness, or you think you might just be sad because of like one thing, or have anxiety, occasionally, it doesn't even matter. Like, couples therapy, like if you guys are in the best relationship ever, therapy is so helpful. It saved my life, as well as antidepressants, but it saved my life. And it might not be for everyone. You just have to find the right fit for you, the right therapist, but I'm telling you, everyone should go to therapy. I find it very helpful. And then I also want to chat about antidepressants and like medication. So like, in society now, there's a movement for like, cleaner wellness, whatever, like holistic ways to heal. And like, that's wonderful. Like, that was no sarcasm. Like, that is wonderful. If you can find a holistic, natural way to heal, exercise is a great, way. Doing things that make you happy, preoccupy you, and you can function and you're living a happy, fulfilled life. That is amazing. And I'm so happy for you. But there are some people at certain points in their life that they can benefit from SSRIs or some type of medication for anxiety, depression, anxiety, ADHD, PTSD, whatever you got. There is a medication out there that could save your life or help you, get you back on track, and you don't have to stay on it forever. So I'm here to tell you, don't be afraid to take medication. Obviously, don't jump right to medication. Try other things, and obviously your doctor and your therapist is going to work with you for the best fit for you. But if you're at the last resort and nothing is working and you're at your wit's end, you're crying, suicidal thoughts, whatever, just like at your breaking point, and someone recommends maybe we should try medication, don't just be like, no. Like, do your research, but like know that medication also did save my life. So if you're really at that low point, yes, therapy's good. Yes, doing all of the good things to the best of your ability that are good for you. But sometimes medication can give you that little push to get your life back on track. And then you don't have to take it forever. So don't be afraid of medication if it's the right fit for you and it you might need it. Like I said, it literally saved my life. So that's a fun medication little talk. And that's just my opinion. Whatever. People might have different opinions, but that's my fucking opinion. So, yeah. Mental health, very important to take care of your mental health. And I think it's so important to break the fucking stigma about, just have the open conversation. I will not hold back anything. You ask me anything, I'll tell you anything you want to know about my mental health journey. I am extremely open book. I think it's important to be transparent and be that way to help others. So, okay, that's little mental health segment. We're gonna switch to another topic I wanted to talk about: wedding planning and weddings. So, yeah, planning a wedding currently is September. I wanted to plan it sooner rather than later because I know if I waited another year, I would never do it because I can't keep focus on anything. Like we just talked about, your girl's a squirrel. So I wanted to get this. I wouldn't say I wanted to get it over with, but kind of, because I want to start having kids soon. We're like, within the next year. So we need to get this wedding, get this show on the road. So we got legally married at the courthouse in Las Vegas, December 8th. That's just kind of a thing military people do for like military things. If you get it, you get it. Yeah, so we are legally married and we're married. But we're going to do just like a wedding party celebration / vow renewal type thing in September of this year. And it's going to be at my in-laws' house. They have like a big new house they're renovating and a plot of big land. So it's going to be a backyard wedding, but make her cute and classy. My theme is like an Amalfi Coast. Lemony, like lemons, yellows, blues. Envision it. Just picture Italy, Amalfi Coast, gelato, lemons. I'm not even Italian, but that's the vibe we're going for because I like it. And that's all I have to say about that. I like it. And I want it. So as a kid, even up until I literally met my husband 3.5 years ago, I never wanted to be married. I thought the thought of that was disgusting. I hated people. I still hate people, but like, I never wanted, like, ew, men are disgusting. Like, I just never saw myself like having any motherly instinct, any affection to any human. Like, I was like the Grinch. I don't know. And then it all changed when I met my lovely husband. It really did all change, and I'm so glad it did. But yeah, I never wanted to be married. So, but now I couldn't imagine anything else because I love him, and it's so fun. I love being married for the 3 months I've been married. So I wasn't like a girl who like envisioned my wedding and like planned my wedding and this is my wedding dress. This is gonna, I didn't dream about a wedding. So we had talked after and I'm like, do you want to have a wedding or just do courthouse, whatever? And like, he has always wanted a wedding with all his friends and family. And like, that's totally, cool. That's totally, his right. And, completely normal, and I don't really want a big wedding, so we kind of had to compromise on that, but mostly because I just don't want to plan it. I wish I could just like pay thousands of dollars and just like not touch a single thing. Unfortunately, I have to do some of the work, and it's just like, well. So that was that. So yeah, we are planning a wedding, like I said, for September, and it hasn't been too stressful. It was stressful in the beginning trying to figure out where I was gonna have it, because when you think of a wedding, you just think of, I don't know, wedding. Then you start looking at numbers and actually like looking at venues, and it's like, holy fucking shit balls. This shit is expensive for literally no reason. It's one day. It's gonna be a fun day, a memorable day with all your friends and family, but it's one day. Yeah. For this amount of money? Excuse me. No, thank you. So once you start seeing the numbers and how fucking expensive it is, it's depressing, and it changes, changes some things, because we're not rich. My parents are going to help out, but then the rest we're on our own, and so we're trying to keep it we're doing a budget friendly wedding, super budget friendly. Like, I'm trying to keep it under $9,000. Luckily my in-laws were so gracious to let us use their backyard and their home for our, little wedding party. So that saved us a little bit of money, but everything else is still fucking expensive. So yeah, if you're planning a wedding, I fucking see you. This shit is kind of whack. But all the deposits are paid for catering, DJ, rentals, like a tent, like chairs, tables, all that. I have a day of wedding coordinator, so that'll be helpful, so I don't have to worry about all that coordinating shit on the day of. What else did I book? I have a photographer. That was the most important thing to me, because y'all know I do photography and I love pictures and memories, and that was the most important thing that I wanted to kind of splurge more of the budget on, just so we had some good pictures and memories of the special day with everyone gathered together. Invitations are whack. They're so fucking expensive. But I ordered those. I should be coming in soon, and then we're going to send those bad boys out. We're doing a small wedding. I don't have the time or the money to be planning this giant-ass wedding with all these people and paying for all these people. No, thank you. So, yeah, it should be fun. It's going to come up soon. And it just sucks planning a wedding in another state because, yeah, I'm here, and the wedding's going to be in Tennessee, and I can't just travel back and forth freely to do things because I'm in the military and I thought I'd be out by now, so that's kind of lame. But we're making it work. Hopefully I'm out by September. Fingers fucking crossed. Say a prayer for your girl. So that's my spiel on weddings and wedding planning. It's a big hullabaloo, a big shebang. I don't even know what the fuck I'm saying. It's a whole ordeal for no fucking reason, and it's so expensive. It shouldn't need to be this expensive. I'd rather pay money and go on like a trip to Fiji or something. But we're gonna have a honeymoon too, to be determined. But yeah, it's gonna be a fun special day with all our special people, so I don't regret it. But yeah, anywho, getting off wedding. Isn't it crazy that we're all just like grown up now? Like, I sit in my room and stare at the wall and think about this like 80 times a week. Like, I follow up these people from high school and middle school, and they all have babies and they're all married, and I'm just like, bruh, what's happening? Where's the time gone? I sound like an old ass lady. I sound like my dad. But like, for real, where's the time gone? Like, I was thinking about COVID and how it was literally 5 years ago. Like, what the fuck? Like, the days are so slow, especially now because I'm struggling so hard and I hate my life and my career. I don't hate my life. I hate my career. So every day I go to work and I'm just like, but the years go by so fast, and I'm just like, dude, I'm gonna be dead soon. Like, then I start thinking about death, and it's a whole spiral. It's not fun. That's another thing about depression. I have a fixation on death, so that's a really fun thing to have. But yeah, I just be thinking that random thoughts of the day. I just be like, where's the time gone? We're all like old as shit, and I just turned 28, and it's just like, what's happening? Am I in The Sims? I literally just looked at the time, and I've been yapping about my wedding and mental health and just blabbering for 40 minutes, and I'm just like, oh my fucking god, how did I lose track of the time? And that's okay. That's when you know you're getting comfy in front of the mic. So yeah, I'm getting a little pod set up for my videos, so when I start doing videos, I'm gonna have a cute little setup, a chair, little bit of fun stuff. So stay tuned for that. That's in the works. But yeah, I'm gonna go finish unpacking the mountain of shit that I have and finish my laundry, and then cry until it's time to go to sleep, and then wake up for work tomorrow. Can't wait. But thanks for listening. If you're listening, thank you guys all for your support. I would love if you would share everything, all the stuff, Instagram and TikTok. Just share about the podcast, even if you're laughing, telling people how cringe I am. I don't give a fuck. But just share me if you're talking about me. That's all I care about. But yeah, thank you guys. Love y'all, and I will see you guys next week.